Holy Ghost, Batman by Amorloran. Chapter 2. Breaking and Nurturing. Tucker slid into the nasty burger booth opposite of Danny and Sam. So, are you ready to spill what's been going on with you today? And why Mr. Lancer pulled your side? Sam wanted to ask her the question too, but as usual, Tucker beat her to it before she found a tactful way to ask. Danny sighed and munched on a fry. So, Jazz and I were digging through the attic yesterday, what she calls cleaning, when we found some old documents. Sam grew concerned. You didn't find out you two were abducted, did you? Sam had recently gotten into a true crime series and had brought up the theory before, because Danny's parents were grade A weirdos like that. At Danny's silence, Tim and Tucker glanced at each other, growing concerned. She might be right. They didn't really. Danny glanced up in surprise. What? No. But you're not far off. Turns out, I'm adopted. He just left the bombshell to explode between them and went back to his fries. Sam was flabbergasted. Danny! That's a big deal! Why didn't you call one of us instead of going zombie mode around school? We would have been there for you. She looked at him, eyes pleading. Then he smiled wearily and gripped her hand. It's all right. I was surprised, that's all. It's kind of a shock to find out. I mean, you think you know people, and suddenly, surprise! Not your parents. He ate another fry as the other two processed this. Tucker recovered first. Dude, did the paper say anything about your birth parents? Are you gonna try to meet them? Then he paused for a second and retrieved a note from his pocket. I don't know. My mom's name is apparently Stephanie Brown, and my dad's name is Alvin Dapper. I mean, they left a note saying they loved me, but then why? He went quiet. Tucker took the note and read it for a moment. Dude, who is TD? Danny looked at him quizzically. Who? Tucker held up the note. See, it says SB and TD on the signature. Sam looked at it too, curiously. Then he just shrugged. Later that night, Tucker fully wasn't one to pry. That's what he told himself anyway. As his fingers flew across the keyboard in the dim light of his bedroom. Technically, he had Danny's permission, kind of. Okay, not in so many words, but there had been that sigh of defeat when Danny muttered, I guess it's time to know where I came from. That was all Tucker needed. What started as a late-night curiosity drive had quickly turned into a full-blown cyber excavation. Tucker had bypassed Gotham's general accident firewalls in minutes. It was almost insulting how little effort the hospital's digital defenses required. Maybe because no one sane would want to hack Gotham's anything, except Tucker fully. He triangled Danny's date of birth, filtered for male infant born in Gotham under baby doe status, and there it was, a detraced birth certificate that matched the one in the pack they found, and an entry from a nurse note mentioning minor complications, and a young woman listed only as S. Brown, age 17. Tucker leaned back, adjusting his cap as he muttered aloud, Stephanie Brown, huh? He already knew her name, but now he had her personal info. A quick pivot brought him into city records, then a fast drive into the Gotham less than reliable public systems. Brown wasn't exactly an unknown last name, but her medical files, school records, and even the occasional Gotham Gazelle mention painted a clear enough picture. She'd grown up in Gotham's working-class neighborhoods. A single mom. A checkered academy record that had improved sharply in high school. Then a sudden drop-off right around when Danny had been born. Oh. Tucker muttered, eyes flickering to the timeline. She'd disappeared from school for almost half a year, then came back with honors and a full ride to university after graduation. There was no mentions of the baby. Of course, nothing public, but the math added up. It fit. And her face. There was a yearbook photo. Blonde hair, bright eyes. A bit of Danny's nose. Definitely something in the expression. Tucker hadn't expected to feel nervous. He'd broken into secret government bases. He spoofed international IPs and once got into the Wayne Enterprises sub-server just to prove he could. But this was different. He stared at the glowing screen. A single tab open. Stephanie Brown. He had her address, a recent photo, her educational history, even a few quotes from Gotham U alumni feature. She was a community health worker now, apparently. Boots on the ground, outreach oriented. She smiled in every photo, even the awkward candid ones. She seemed kind. But tucked beneath it all, buried a folder he almost didn't click. It was a scanned court record. Arthur Brown, convicted felony, multiple charges of fraud and aggraved assault, plus a long, documented history of emotional abuse. The kind of man who'd have been dangerous with a child around. Tucker exhaled sharply, rubbing his hand down his face. Dude, no wonder she gave Danny up. He hovered over the keyboard, thinking, should he tell Danny? Maybe. Eventually. But not now. Not before they even talked to her. Not before Danny had the chance to make up his own mind about who she was today. He closed the tab. Then he saved a few screenshots to a private folder, encrypted and double password protected, not because Danny didn't trust him, but because this wasn't Tucker's story to tell. He leaned back again, fingers steeped. Well, Danny, he muttered, I think I found your mom. Then his phone buzzed. Danny, Jess wants to process with me about identity and roots. Did you find anything yet? Tucker, not yet, almost. Want me to keep going? Danny, yeah, might as well. I want to know, just be chill about it. Tucker smirked. Always am. He closed the message thread, then minimized the window and stretched. The next step, figuring out how to tell Danny what he'd found without overwhelming him. Maybe tomorrow. The clock tower, Gotham. Barbara had been hoping for a quiet evening when her AI client pinged a search for one of the Bad family. She had emergency alerts set up for everyone. This one was weird though. Who would be looking up Steph like this? She called her via comms in case her phone had been compromised. Spoiler! I'm going to forward something to you. My system flagged it for unusual activity. Let me know if I should look into it. Stephanie had just gotten up from the day at 8 p.m. and was peeling an orange when Orca called. Annoyed, she got out a plate to set the fruit on and washed her hands before checking the file. An hour later, she was still looking at her laptop, her stomach crunching. The orange was long forgotten. 17 years. But someone finally came looking.